friends, good to see you all again. You know, a stray female dog has given birth to puppies in our locality and they are super cute. See, they are visible from our window. Mummy, look, these puppies are so cute.
Yes, they are cute. All young ones look cute and adorable, even if they are animals or even plants for that matter.
Yes, small saplings of plants look so lovely. I remember studying about plant reproduction in my previous class. Mummy, I was wondering if the animals produce their young ones the same way that plants do.
Sanya, although animals do reproduce using either sexual or asexual modes, but reproduction in animals is slightly different than in plants.
Oh, is it? I'm curious to know how. Friends, do you remember how reproduction takes place in plants? Can you list out the parts of a plant that play a role in the same? Mummy, I remember that plants have male and female parts that play a role in sexual reproduction. Do animals have male and female parts too that are useful in the process of reproduction?
Yes, Sanya, they do. But unlike in plants, both male and female parts or organs are not present on the same animal. Some animals have male organs and are referred to as male animals, while others have female organs and are referred to as female animals.
Like in humans, right?
That's right.
Friends, can you refer to the image and list out the male and female reproductive organs in humans? Mummy, I'm still confused. How can animals reproduce asexually? I mean, of course they cannot be propagated or grafted.
No, Sanya. Asexual reproduction can take place by other ways too, like cloning.
Cloning?
Yes, actually, asexual reproduction is a pretty cool way to clone one's own kind. Imagine how cool it would be if you were able to split apart on your own and form a clone of yourself.
I'm not too sure about that. How can animals clone themselves?
Sanya, not all animals do that. However, a fragment of animals have the capability to reproduce asexually, like Hydra and amoeba. Yes, and the offspring or the young one is formed through budding or binary fission of the body and is exactly like the parent.
You mean the reproduction takes place at other body parts than the reproductive organs?
Yes, you got it right.
But how?
Let us take the example of Hydra. Hydra is a microscopic freshwater organism that reproduces through budding. Under favorable conditions, a bud starts developing on it. The bud grows tentacles like the parent Hydra. Eventually, the bud starts detaching from the parent organism. Once the bud is completely detached from the parent body, a new independent and identical Hydra is formed.
Wow, this sounds amazing. So does amoeba clone to this way too?
No, Sanya, amoeba reproduces through binary fission.
Oh, how does that work?
Well, I'll leave it up to you to research.
Friends, can you research on this using your textbooks and let me know? You can refer to the page 107 and 108 of your textbook for the same. Once done, go to www.google.com and search for asexually reproducing animals. Look through the resultant websites and make a list of 10 such animals that reproduce asexually. Also, collect their pictures. Share the findings and the collected pictures with your class.
Let us summarize our learning. Two modes by which animals reproduce are sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction. Male and female organs of animals are not present on the same animal. Some animals like hydra and amoeba have the capability to reproduce asexually. Offspring in asexual reproduction of animals is formed through budding, like in hydra, or through binary fission, like in amoeba. Reproduction takes place at body parts other than the reproductive organ.
Hi friends, how are you all today? Remember, Mummy and Kabir Bhaiya had explained to us how some organisms like hydra and amoeba reproduce asexually? What I'm still wondering is how animals such as dogs, cats, horses, lions, or for that matter, even birds reproduce and give birth to their young ones. Are you curious too? Come on, let's go and ask Mummy. Mummy, may I ask you something?
Yes, sure, Sanya.
Remember, the other day we were discussing asexual reproduction in animals.
Yes.
I want to know how animals such as dogs and cats produce their young ones. Is that too done asexually?
No, Sanya. These animals reproduce through the sexual mode. Remember, I had told you that like plants, animals too have male and female reproductive organs.
Yes, Mummy.
These organs play a vital part in sexual reproduction.
Like the organs involved in plant reproduction.
Yes, Sanya.
Mummy, so how do these organs work to reproduce?
Before that, Sanya, do you know what these organs are?
I'm not sure, Mummy. Friends, do you know? Let us take a pause here and refer to the textbooks and find out about the organs that are categorized as male and female reproductive organs.
The testes in males and the ovary in females produce the gametes called the sperms and ova respectively.
Mummy, gametes are the reproductive cells, right?
Yes, Sanya. Sanya, you had learned about sexual reproduction in plants in class 7. Can you recall that process?
Yes, Mummy. In plants, male and female gametes fuse to form a zygote. The zygote then develops into an embryo that grows into a plant.
Very good, Sanya. Good that you remember this process. In animals, the same process of fertilization occurs where a female gamete or the ova fuses with the male gamete or the sperm. The zygote that is formed inherits some traits of both mother and father.
Oh, that is why you at times see similarities between parents and their kids.
Absolutely.
Friends, do you understand now why you may have heard someone tell you that you look like your father or your mother? Or you do a certain thing like one of your parents? Let us do an activity here. Observe the members of your family and make a list of similarities between them and their respective parents. Mummy, I still don't understand one thing. You once told me that male and female reproductive organs are not present on the same body in the animal. Then how does fertilization take place?
Good point, Sanya. See, in animals such as dogs, cats, horses, even humans, sperms are deposited inside the male body so that they can travel to the ovum and fuse with it to form a zygote inside the female body.
Okay, so that is how babies develop inside female bodies.
Yes, this is called internal fertilization. But this is not only the way fertilization takes place in animals.
Not the only way? Then how else does it happen?
I'll leave up to you to find out. You can refer to your textbook for this.
Friends, let us refer to page number 103 of the textbook to know more about this.
You know, Sanya, a zygote is just a fused cell. For it to take the shape of an animal, it goes through a process of development.
Oh wow! So we grow from a single cell to this big.
Yes, the zygote divides repeatedly to form a ball of cells, which further segregates and develops into different tissues and organs and forms an embryo.
Oh, can we see an embryo while it is developing?
Mm, not through the naked eye. In case of internal fertilization, the zygote formation happens inside the female body. The embryo formed attaches to the uterus wall and develops further to form body parts, tissues and organs. When all the body parts of an embryo can be identified individually, an embryo is called a fetus. An embryo can be observed through scans such as ultrasounds. When the development of a fetus is complete, the baby is born.
What is an ultrasound, Mummy?
An ultrasound is a scan that provides an internal view of the body. This helps analyze if the embryo is developing properly or not.
And what about external fertilization? Can we see an embryo developing in that?
In external fertilization, since the development of embryo takes place outside of the female body, like in case of aquatic animals, the embryos develop inside the protection of their egg coverings. Once the embryos are developed completely, the eggs hatch.
This is also surprising, Mummy. The thought that we all developed from a single cell is so magical. Aren't you surprised after learning all this, friends?
Let us summarize our learning. Male reproductive organs are pair of testes, two sperm ducts, penis. Female reproductive organs are pair of ovaries, oviducts, uterus. Zygote is formed by the fusion of sperm with ovum through a process called fertilization. Fertilization can be either internal or external. Zygote divides repeatedly to form an embryo that grows into a fetus. Once the fetus is fully developed, the baby is born.